No, I can leave it.
You filmed it? You filmed
Yeah.
it? Perfecto, háblame mundo.
Right. As you can see, so sorry, what were you saying? As you can see, my husband has built me my shelf back. What you're looking at is we're in between my chest of drawers. Here are my chest of drawers. I went out and had to buy some new ones, and these chest of drawers that I've got from IKEA. My original ones as well were from IKEA as well, and I had them over 16 years I've had them for. I didn't want to get rid of it, but we had too much stuff to move, so we had to re-buy them back. And I'm happy with these ones. So as you can see, this is where I store my fabric and little machines under this. So I've got 2 shelves. As you can see, my husband's building it once again, and that's what it looks like. And then he's going to put a door in front of it this time. Are you still going to put the door in? Yeah? So this is the stage that we're at the moment. We're in the building, as you can see, and I'm still in a bit of a mess. I've got a wider building, but narrower, so my cupboards don't actually fit again. And there's my husband's workroom, but we've stored it with all my fabric for the time being. So that's going to be interesting, having him right next door to me. Oh well, we've been married for how many years? How many years we've been married?
36 years.
36 years. A couple of more years next door. It's not going to hurt. I'm now putting up some blinds at the moment. I've ordered my blinds, and I'm putting them up now at this moment. New blinds. This is my second shelf now. So underneath this, there goes my fabric right to the end. The only thing is sometimes the fabric gets lost, but there it is. And then he's gonna put the door in front. Tabletops back on. The finale.
Why do you guys do YouTube videos if they're like
Put it on top and I'll do it later. On the last, over there. I'll do it later. Flip it the other way. This worktop has lasted very long. I'd say it has lasted from when we was in, where was it? I think it was actually. Yeah, it was the drive. Yes, remember Clinton, we use eagle foot for it.
Here's me not knowing that it had sentimental value, and now they're saying, get some new worktop.
No, I didn't get the new ones because they're still of good use. So there. So these worktop are how many years in? 12 years in 20 the drive.
29 years old, 22 years old.
These are 22 years old.
Yeah.
Look at that table, and it's still going strong. The tabletop. I remember. Did we pay £25 per top? Per.
Remember?
Yeah, I think there were. Yeah. Okay, so that's my table. Let's take the nails out. Today I'm going to cover my table. I'm going to cover it with interlining, and then I'm going to put SEM. No, it's not SEM. I'll tell you the name in a minute. But if I can find my foil paper, I'm going to cover it with foil paper as well, because I no longer use foil paper to cook with because it's not healthy. So I am going to use the rest of my foil paper, because I've got quite a lot on my table as a reflector. But first I'm going to lay out my interlining. This bit here, I need to cover that as well, so I'm going to have to cut extra fabric here, so I can get this back. Now this bit here is short, but what I will do is use it, so I'm going to cut at least that amount off of it times 2, stitch it up, and then, oh, I should have used a smaller piece actually. Yep, I'll use a smaller piece. Now this is my calico, so I'm going to put my calico over. But this one is not as thick as the one I usually use, but it certainly is wider. This fabric this could be very expensive. You can get it for $5.99, $6.99, and even someplace £7. But not this one at this price, because this is double the width. This looks like it's 110 inches wide, so this would be even more expensive. But because I got it off the manufacturer, they've been good to me over the years. Yeah, so there it goes. So that's it to do my, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and look for that foil paper, and then I'm going to staple it all. There it is. So I'll do it and I'll tuck it underneath the edges. I'm not forgetting that door's got to be put on. I'll remind my husband, and then it'll cover over here as well. So let me go and look for that foil paper. If I can't find it, I'm going to do it without. But this is the table. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to stitch these two up together and then open it up, because I don't want it to be too bulky. But if you can do a blanket stitch, then do a blanket stitch, it'll be better, and then pull it apart so it's nice and flat. So I'm going to stitch this up now. Tell the truth, I could do a hand stitch, do a blanket stitch then, but no, I ain't got time for that. And then I'm going to stitch it and then I'm going to stitch it onto here to make sure it fits my table. Right, so that's stitched up and I'll leave it over there. So now I'm going to cover the table with the foil paper. Now the interlining, and you can use whatever interlining you like. Oh, let me show you. This one is the one with the holes in it. Well, kind of holes, it's not quite, but it's square checks. At this moment I'm cutting off the excess fabric. I don't need it, so cut it off. It's looking beautiful already. Now for the calico. I've always used a calico on my table. Always. I must admit, I don't normally put foil paper on my table, but my ironing board, as you've seen, I do that. So, it should help the table sweat. Or reflect the heat back to me. It makes ironing much more easier. Now when I put this fabric on, I really do stretch it, because I really want it to have that kind of a ping, nice and tight. there you can see it's now finished. And I'm ready to rock and roll. So, but because my workroom is so untidy at the moment, I now, with all the dust and everything that's collated, as you can see in my machines, I need to give them a good old clean, mop the floor and everything before I start doing this woman's curtain, which she has been pestering me for. Richie, if you can imagine these a bit narrower, if your dad was to make it, you saw the tabletop before I covered it. So if you was to get, say, like 2 of those tabletops from IKEA, if they still sell it, and then something really slender stand each side of your bed. Can you imagine? Well, you might even have a single bed, so it will work well. And then all you have to do is just keep moving this, putting this panel up and that panel, and put this over your bed. And these are chest of drawers, so I think you can get slender chest of drawers, which are the shoes one with nice good height. Put it over your bed, and there's your table. And then when you finish with it, pull it apart, put it underneath your bed, put the chest of drawers somewhere. I know you don't have enough room, as you said, but if you could imagine doing that. So here it is. It's nice and finished and nice and ready for business. I'm going to have to get used to the noise of the foil paper, but that's something I can live with. So anyway, I thought I'll take this opportunity to show you the making of the table, because I have been asked about this in the past, some years ago. And I hope those people are still watching me now. And now you know how I made it. This is it. You don't have to cover the table, because other people, other companies, when you go to the shops, for instance, their table is not covered. But they don't do the amount of work that we do in our own private workroom. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about it, and please press the like and subscribe for future videos when I make them. Take care. Thank you for watching.